Hi, I'm Ken Shiovitz, and I wanted to welcome you to Coding Your Body Movements. Using your signature as an example, we will explore how stored settings in your memory result in your muscle movements. Mission, environment, and feedback have sequential effects, first through preset filters and then by real-time sensory input. You won't have to be a computer expert for these demonstrations, but it will be very helpful if you will do them along with me. You will need a pen, paper, and possibly a bar of soap. And now, let's get going. Write your signature. I'm always amazed at the complexity of a signature. This complexity can be demonstrated by writing it a second time. Notice how much is the same between the two signatures and how much is different. Your brain is relaying a series of instructions to your hand muscles and appears to be coded in 3 planes, with and against gravity, forward and back, left and right. Each instruction appears to be coded by time units I call beats, each beat perhaps hundredths of a second. Any instruction may be one or multiple beats in duration. On a rotating world revolving around the sun, we pick one point in the universe to start following our brain's instructions. We rely on relativity, the fact that our body is moving along with our selected starting point. This starting point can be at various distances outside our body, at the surface of our body, or even inside of it. Using your finger on a tabletop, sign your name at normal speed. Now try signing your first name more slowly and your last name more quickly. The finger muscles involved receive the same instructions, but each instruction can be modified for duration. Muscle begins to contract, but then appears to hold the contraction for a prescribed number of beats. If the contraction causes movement in a particular direction, that movement continues, but paces itself to cover a given distance in the correct time. Instructions are stored settings that can be applied to different missions. Recruitment of your finger muscles is a modified instruction involving a filter of preset choices. Starting points are immediate choices that depend upon mission, environment, and available time. With your finger, sign your name on the plane of a table. Now sign in the air a few inches above the table. Now sign in the air as you would on a wall. Notice there is a separate instruction, a parallel instruction, for the plane of movement. Now sign your name while continually changing the plane of signing. Notice that each signing instruction can have its own parallel instruction. Without practice, use a finger to sign your name backwards. For some people, it is easier to print in capital block letters. This illustrates how instructions can be reversible in direction of movement. The same instructions for signing your name by your hand muscles can express themselves through other muscles of the body. For example, your elbow, foot, or hip. Instructions call for movement in a range between 2 points, a maximum and a minimum. Duration of movement is paced between these 2 points. Without tools, the largest range is the stretch of your whole body. The smallest range is not consciously detectable, as illustrated by the hanging weight trick, controlled by just thinking of the desired motion. Instructions from the brain can target more than one location of muscle groups at the same time. Here are examples of 2 and 3 simultaneous targets. The same instructions can target one location for forward expression and a second location for reverse expression simultaneously. Notice that without additional practice and learning, duration information appears to be linked between simultaneous targets. Rate modifiers change the number of beats over which muscles are commanded to contract. Your signature may be easily changed to approximately halve or double its normal speed. In the production of muscle movements from stored settings, we can deduce many of the component processors and even their processing order. In sequence of commands, rate modifiers appear to come before target selectors. Reverse modifiers appear to come after target selectors. While carrying out the commands from brain instructions, your muscle contractions may be influenced by immediate inputs. These epi-instructional influences use feedback from your body's sense organs. I simply call them steering factors. Steering input can be influenced by learned experiences and become ritualized in individuals and entire populations. Steering factors include pacing, resistance, tolerance, and control. What happens after an instruction results in a command to a group of muscles? Immediately starting and ending points are identified by sensory information. Then a pathway through the movement range is selected from options restricted by mission. If the mission is to move as direct and evenly as possible, the pathway is a straight line. If the mission is to provide variation, there can be direction and rate changes. If the mission is to circle or spiral, the direction change is continuous. If the mission is to provide maximum effect or efficiency, then more time is provided to the middle of the range. This is like the swing of a baseball hitter, which benefits by maximizing time spent with the bat over home plate. It takes time to locate precise starting and ending points. Precision may be reduced because of time shortage or because it does not affect the mission. Strength needed for a movement may be estimated by visual cues and past experience or are directly assessed by resistance encountered during the movement. Strength in movement can be increased by recruitment of additional muscle fibers and then additional muscles. Leverage may be gained by increased muscle rigidity. And finally, over-leveraging of tools may result in a loss of control. What then is the basis for instructions? I believe it is choice from a limited menu best suited to accomplish a mission associated with initial duration and strength settings. The menu would include pathway choices of straight, varied, efficient, and curved, along with other choices such as oscillation. Here is a flowchart summary of my thoughts on coding your body movements. Now you can see why I think the human signature is so amazing. This is Ken Shivitz, signing off.